Hello.
You know, Stuart, it's been a long road getting from here to there.
There to here. It's there to hear.
I'm not singing the songs, Stuart. I'm just talking.
Oh.
Yes.
Still doesn't make sense from here to there, though.
Non-temporal. This is the last, I guess, of the shows. We've done Picard, Discovery, Lower Decks. So there you go. So ends our this week anyway. The sub-series viewers' choice of all the shows. Thanks for
We haven't done very short treks.
Or Section 31, but no one would give a shit about either. So that's fine. But yes, welcome now to the last one. Academy shows up, although after the season we can talk about it. But yeah. What a run of people and ships. I think we've learned lots, Joe. I think we've developed as people, as Trekkies, as you know.
Yeah. Even some strange new worlds to talk about that they visit. Yep. Anyway, yeah, there's lots of different characters and things that we like and maybe dislike in Strange New Worlds. And we want to talk about them today. So it's kind of up to you guys. The ball's in your court.
And I was doing the prep for this. Ton of characters. It's very much TOSian. Just the sort of things they do. There's a lot of really good characters, a lot of really interesting characters, a lot of very one scene that kind of have a vibe. You know, I was scrolling, finding, it's like, oh yeah, them, oh yeah, them, oh yeah, them, which I appreciate. So yay for the show. So I'm going to start sharing, get back to you at in a second. So super chat your first people, and you're welcome to go bridge crew, you're going to go villains, you're going to crossover characters, a la thumbnail, which I thought was kind of funny. So technically you can include Tendi as a stranger. Anyone that's in the show, right? Anyone in the show.
That's true. That's true.
See you in a minute.
All right. Guys, hit that like button and super chat in with your picks for who's your favorite Stranger Worlds character that you want us to talk about and rank. These are always fun. We look forward to these, and we love hanging out with you guys and having you guys make the choices. So if you can, please do super chat in. And yeah, if you can't, just hit the like button. I really appreciate that. We all would here. It helps us out immensely, so please do that. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and that you click the notification bell icon to all. And yeah, there's a join option on YouTube here. You can click that join button down there and see what the options are to join the channel, or you can head over to Patreon/Trekyards. That's another way to support us on a monthly basis, and again, very helpful, very good to help us out. So if you can, please do so. Don't forget to check the links down below. There are links to the Teespring and the TeePublic store. Get yourself some cool Trekyards merch and a whole bunch of other merch. Just use that link, click in the TeePublic, and check out all the other stuff. There's Back to the Future, Star Wars, Firefly, Battlestar Galactica, you name it, it's all there. And then also some Trekyards merch if you want. So check out TeePublic. It's worth it. They got some really great stuff. So anyhow. All right, and yeah, super chat in. Olivia's already sent in 2, which is awesome. Thank you, Olivia. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Feel kind of disconnected from people like Olivia and Fleetpaw and them because they're not really here as of late, but they're busy, so it's fine. But thanks for tuning in and turning up. Yes. Anyway, this should be fun. I do like Strange New Worlds. There is a lot of fantastic characters, and it'll be fun to talk about it and try to rank them. So we should have a good time here today.
I'm back.
Sam is back.
I am back. Yeah. So, how does it feel, Stranger World characters? What comes to mind when you think Stranger Worlds characters?
Like mainly just the bridge crew. I don't really think of a lot of these side characters that we have ready here I've forgotten about. So I need to go back and rewatch Strange New Worlds. It's been a while since I've gone back and watched the first season and stuff. So, but yeah, definitely some good storytelling, good writing, and they definitely make the good casting choices, I think, honestly. So
yeah, I think Strange Worlds, I think life, they've got some pizzazz to them. It's not just flat people or dark people, not dramatic, there's a bit of oomph to them, and brighter sets, more distinct character traits, a bit more to them, and I really appreciate that. which is good. Obviously, with there being real live action is nice versus the recent animated. So you've got more uniform variation and such. And
although sometimes too much added to the characters, like if there was a dark backstory or family died in the show.
I forgot about that.
It's like we didn't need that, did we?
You ain't Spider-Man.
Or Batman.
Only Batman's Batman. And I'll start a poll as well. As you guys put in your suggestions, because we only will do ones you ask. So yeah, put them in.
Yes. Matthew Frida says, does Pike's hair count as a character? I mean, maybe. His hair's pretty great, let's be honest. Be a good S tier right out of the gate, I guess. But yeah, we'll get to the super chats in just a second here. So yeah, hit like, vote on the poll, do all the things, and super chat in. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your picks, as there are quite a few. So, all right. I will get into reading the first super chat, which is Olivia, $2. I'm just here for the strange new Samuel. Sorry, we still have the strange old Samuel. We haven't upgraded the model yet. Maybe we'll install the update someday.
Thanks, guys.
And there is a poll. So go vote. Who was the best Pike? TOS, the Cage Pike, which would be Jeffrey Hunter. Stranger Worlds, current Pike, Ensign Mount. Or JJ Pike. He's dead, Jim. Lens Flare. Well, I can't remember the name of the actor, but
they're all good. But it's about your favourite. So yeah, vote in the poll, click like, and who do you want us to review, rank? Okay, Stuart, let's first in the chat, which is a wonderful one to start with because it's ridiculous.
Olivia Julius, $5. Boimler, a time traveler who knows way too much about the future. Wish we saw more of him, like many seasons of his own show. Yeah, I love that you added him to the thumbnail with that pose, because it's like, technically, guys, I'm here too. That was great. Yeah, I mean, we didn't know what to expect from a Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks crossover to bring an animated character into live action, but the episode is really good. It's really fun. He definitely has the Boimlerisms. He's got the walk, he's got the waggle, he's got the scream, and it was great to see Jack Quaid just portray this character. We need to see them back in some live action form. I think just to see all of them in something would be fantastic. And who knows, maybe we'll get that at some point. Could have a Paramount Plus streaming movie for Lower Decks, maybe. They're probably not gonna do that, but it would be great. And this was a nice little surprise when we got it. And I remember I appreciate the fact that they did that, because they didn't have to, and it was a really great idea, probably to try to draw more people into Lower Decks. I don't know if it succeeded, but yeah, they gave a valiant effort, and it was a fun episode. So
yeah, this is a funny old one, because it's the acting cannot be identical between animation, where it's just your voice. There is no physicality. That's all done by the animation. Remember, Jack Quaid didn't know about the Boiler Run until he watched it in the show, but he watched the show to then add it back into his live action, and that was the synergy of the role. He felt very real. That said, having re-looked at for the thumbnail and such, I'm more annoyed by his purple hairstyle than I was the first time. I think I was so excited. Like it looked so foreign. It looked sillier on him than I thought at the time. And of course, the uniforms are just wrong. I don't know why the costume department messed up so royally. We did this at the time, but of course the line should be like 3 inches higher, so it just looks like his entire shoulders is covered in like a big swath of fabric. It should be much higher and crisper. So I'm sad they got the uniforms wrong, but I mean, okay, they just it's not as if they had a template and it was there and whatever. But yeah, he's excellent in it. He gets the voice great. He adds a lot of nuance, because obviously he gets to add not necessarily sad, but also textural depth that in the show you can't face act, but a lot of sadness in coming on face, a lot of behind the eyes. It is impossible animation. There is no eyes, so he suddenly brought all that to it. And yeah, him and Mariner, who I'm hopefully we'll talk about later, they should ace their roles. It's them, but they brought something new to it, which they didn't necessarily have to, while still being faithful. So yes, they definitely should be in more, and obviously both of a great age. Bloody hell, you know, if Riker can come back 35 years later. I mean, why the hell can't, you know, Jack Quaid come back in the 60s and be the new next Lost Lower Decks generation, final episode of, you know, Star Trek Mariner season 6, right? Like, exists and now as a template. So yeah, very good, very, very good. Would Mariner be better, worse? I mean, he has the heart. Mariner has the bounce, but that's just their nature, right?
I honestly think he did a better job with his character than she did in that. Like, I see animated Mariner and her as different for some reason. Me and Sylvie just recently rewatched this.
Oh.
And I didn't get much of a Mariner vibe off of her. I don't know. I think maybe the way he actually did the animated walk and the scream and stuff really kind of helped with that. She kind of played it more chill, I think, than Mariner.
Which is fair. Mariner's big.
I don't know. I think he probably did a better job. They both did really good, but I think he's probably the better of the two in that regard. So,
from what I can recall, he did a better physical acting. She did better voice acting. As in, she sounded like Mariner off the screen. He doesn't, because he's just doing different things. But he acted more physically. So they just did different, you know. But for Lower Decks, I mean, they both stand out really well. I obviously wish it'd been more of a TOS show. That would have been, you know, any of those conceits would have improved the episode a lot, or even him noting it was wrong, or blah 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 blah. Right? So it's tricky to kind of rate. I mean, my gut says a middle A, and see where we go.
I was thinking A with him. I didn't want to do an S. So
yeah, because he's only in, you know, a little bit of time, but it's not a bad thing. Just. But I mean, yeah, excellent, right?
Yep. Good place to start.
Yeah.
He's also got a lot of backstory to him that we know, so that adds to it for sure. So.
But then again, the episode's also about him presciently knowing about the future. So he's got a layer that is not normal in the show. Which is very well.
Yeah. All right, what's next? Benjamin Stone, 5 pounds. The Klingon boy band commander. Love the Klingon outfits for a stage show interpretation.
Give us the fun fact, Stuart, because I know you know the fun fact about this guy.
I don't.
Oh, he's the Hammer actor.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's right.
Stuart, what's the fun fact?
Anyway,
okay.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that completely, but you can kind of see it in the face there. I enjoyed the K-pop thing with the Klingons. I thought it was funny. Not necessary by any stretch of the imagination. Would Klingon of Opera made more sense? Maybe, but this was more of a lighthearted tone, and I don't have a problem with that. I know a lot of people absolutely hate this. It was cool to see him return because he was a good actor, and we were like, Hammer was a good character. Like, I wish that they hadn't killed him, but I mean, he's got a good Klingon look. He's got an eye patch. He is confused as to what the hell is going on, as is everybody, I'm sure. And he's fine. I'm not quite sure where I'd place him because he didn't get a lot of screen time necessarily, although he can perform. So anyway, yeah, I don't have anything else to say right at this second. So
yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I mean, it is a sheer fucking hubris scene, but in a different tone. That pushes the harshness. This pushes the stupidness. Like, it pushes it, and it's up to your interpretation, right? How you take that. It's dumb. It looks silly, but it's damn catchy. The armor's great, even though a bit silly. Honestly, at the time we both thought the bridge was the worst part of it, because the bridge is a zero effort and it looks terrible for what it is. And they could have, all the things they could have. I mean, it's such a small part, but they could easily have had an LED wall, proper bridge, and blah blah blah. So that was the worst part. Was just because you can't say like that's not a Kennedy Stone bridge. It looks like garbage for what they could have done, right? So that was more our issue. But hey, I'm never going to forget this scene. You know, but yeah, he didn't sell me that he's a Klingon because he's doing his scene. But good for the actor. Now, if the guy comes back,
Yeah.
exactly, he's like, well, I was singing. Why was I singing? And even like, yeah, I mean, that could be really funny to have a follow up on that story, the repercussions. And he's now like, the whole crew is now exiles because they broke the rule of singing. Like, you could play it really straight while being an absurd concept. I mean, he looks great as a Klingon. But my gut is in the D range because he doesn't. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's a joke, which is fine. But yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking.
But yeah, we don't dislike him as much as other people. The scene knows what it's doing. Now, I believe they said they'd written the Klingon opera scene. I don't know if they filmed it. I can't recall what they said, but it was originally opera. Had they actually filmed that first, like filmed both? I think they did film both and picked the other one. Had they filmed the opera and then released it as a bonus clip online, show what it could have been, and everyone would be like, "Oh, that's much less fun." Then it would have been like, "Oh, okay, that was the safe option, and it's great, but it doesn't fit the tone." I think that would have been a nice touch.
Yeah,
but that's me adding stuff.
Yeah. It'd be funny if, like you said, if he does return and find out that he actually does enjoy Klingon opera. Yeah. And he's like Worf, he likes to sing the odd Klingon opera. So,
yeah, I'd love it. I think, yeah, and he's a guest actor from season 1, Hemmer, or a lead from season 1. Sorry, so perfect to bring back. That's super apt. Yeah.
Ray Ricks, 5 pounds. Ortigas. She's the pilot, don't you know?
I have heard.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to her for having such a. I mean, someone's gonna get the short end of the stick, right, for any episode, and she did get the short end of the stick. That one, or on several. But season 3, right? Season 3, they'll do it.
Do we have an Ortigas?
I thought we did.
I don't see her.
Talk about her until her thing goes up.
She's the pilot. She pilots the ship. Yeah, a lot of people have issue with her, like her attitude, like she wouldn't be in Starfleet, she wouldn't be able to make these snide remarks. But unfortunately, Pike has kind of a friendship with his crew. He's more of a friend than a captain.
You said unfortunately.
Well, unfortunately, because it makes for a kind of unprofessional environment at times. Feel free to speak your mind, kind of thing. And I think it absolutely works with Ortegas. I love her attitude. I like
the snarky ass people.
Oh, she's fun. And I mean, she's a good pilot, I guess. I assume.
I know. Yeah, I'm not necessarily. Yeah. Is she? I mean, she is, but like she's normal good.
Yeah.
Because everyone, if you're bloody the flagship-ish pilot, you better be one of the best. Anyway.
She's a war hero. We found that out. We found out a lot of little things about her. And actually, the more interesting story is the actual actress's story about her husband passing away and stuff, and her being super excited to be in Star Trek, and then that happened. And so yeah, I got to give her props for staying with the show during all of that.
And not coming across in performance.
I was going to say, and not having any of that show on screen. Like, I don't know. I couldn't do that. I absolutely couldn't do that. Like, her professionalism is off the chart. So I do like the character. I'd like to see her advance and play bigger parts of the story. Yeah, I don't have a problem with Ortegas like a lot of other people seem to have, because a lot of people are really bashed the way she talks and things she says as being not futuristic and more modern day, but whatever.
And Olivia is suggesting someone, or I've been putting forward, one of the storybook people. Yes, any variant counts. The body swap people, the human spark, like variants count if you change their personality. 100%. So Olivia, yeah, anyone wants to put in the storybook people, that is a fun idea to do. Yeah, now is this the actress that in theory that people say I flirted with, as in you say I flirted with in the interview? Or is it the other one?
No, it was Lon.
Oh, okay. I think I locked eyes with her. With Ortega's yeah. They're all intense interviews. Yeah, she's a funny old one because she's the joke character, but not in a bad way. She's just the one-liner. Luckily, she sells them really well most of the time, on average. Right? She just hasn't been given the depth of other characters, but I do have trust. They're going to say, right, we know she hasn't. We'll readjust because we had to do a lot with Nurse Chapel, so fine. I think we're going to get her in season 3. Cool, awesome, good actress, strong, not a trope, buzz head. You could just nice person with a style. Cool, works well. Just hope to see more development. Definitely, yeah. So definitely, it's underserved. But the acting can't fault it. I'm not against the speech pattern because she's definitely the one who's trying to relieve the tension on the bridge. You just do need to see both sides where she can be the serious situation, but they don't do a lot of piloty stuff where she's the focus, where she's able to just give orders and do things. So you only ever see her trying to defuse situations. It's fine, but pulls you away a little bit, as if in TOS Chekhov is only making jokes and no serious storylines. Yeah, but he needs both, right, to kind of have a balance.
Mm-hmm.
As a character, not the acting, as a character, as the quality of the show.
Probably a B from me, just because they
Ortega's makes sense.
It's because they haven't fleshed out as well as they could have. I don't think, and like I said, you don't really see both sides of her. Like I'd like to see the worst hero side. Like we don't really get a sense of that. It's mentioned, but
I forgot entirely.
Yeah,
I had the memory of that till you said it.
Yeah, so I think B's fair for her. Like they could definitely do some more stuff with her.
I was also thinking B, because Boyman has so much richness, and she has so much general quality, but yeah, missing the richness.
And remember, guys, if you don't agree with the ranking, you can bump them up or down. $5 super chat will move them up or down one tier.
So override our power with your own power. You're welcome to.
Yes. What's next? We got Tab Extra with 50 krona.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you so much. Makes all the difference.
Oh, we have a goal too. Oof, we're at 7. We're 3 away from our goal, guys. We'll have a pizza party. That's what happens if we win.
Yes, that's what happens. Why are you
So
laughing?
3 more $5 super chats to get us there.
And that's the name of the game as well. So yeah, submit and have us do what you want.
Tab Extra says Anson Mount S tier hair. I mean S tier, but
now fair to say he didn't change between seasons, so fair to summarize both. Your thoughts on the lead?
Well, Anson Mount's great. He said Anson Mount. He didn't say Pike. So.
Okay. Well.
Actually, I prefer Pike to Anson Mount. Anson's a little bit standoffish.
Although you saw him, we had a good. I have a terrible thing with him, and we had a good thing. So I've seen both sides.
Yeah. He comes across as very arrogant, though. But anyway, that being said, if we're talking about Pike, he is absolutely an amazing character. Very friendly, welcoming. He's a chef. He takes care of his crew. He likes his crew, which is good. He's very friendly with them, almost to his detriment, because as I said earlier, he treats his crew like they're his friends, and he doesn't have that. Kirk did a good mix of both, but he always had a commanding presence. Pike just seems a little bit chill and relaxed sometimes in the chair and doesn't really push that edge. We can see him get very upset and very, very captainy at times, but overall, it's a much more of a relaxed vibe on the whole ship, I think. And I don't know if that's really a good thing in every situation. I could be misreading it, but that's kind of what I see.
I mean, I guess in theory, this is post-Cage, so he's had the midlife crisis. He's said, "Fuck it, I'm being positive now," right? Because this is actually he feels super pre-Cage, right? He feels young and fresh. Yeah. No, he's the oldest I've ever seen him. It's weird. Just want to throw it out there.
Well, he also knows his destiny. He knows what's going to happen, so he's making the most out of what time he has left.
He knows he ain't dying tomorrow, so right?
Yeah. So yeah, I think as far as Pikes go, he's the best one. I love the one from the JJ films. Didn't really get enough screen time in my opinion, but I did like his presence. This, like Anson Mount, I think just does a really good job with Pike, and I'm glad he got his own show. Yeah, I really like Pike, and his hair is fantastic.
Yes, yeah. I mean, he definitely. Obviously Anson as well. He comes across as a classic leading man, which is getting rarer and rarer these days. Not that you need that, but to just come across as a gentle, pleasant, good guy who raises everyone else around him is nice. It's kind of refreshing these days, especially with dark shows, right? I mean, Yeah, so it's kind of nice. That said, of course, he isn't the lead by any means of Stranger Worlds. It's a super ensemble. He's not even in 10 episodes meaningfully, but it's fine, right? It's an ensemble. So he's not the Kirk leading man. He's not the Picard, or even the Picard like central figure of like authority, but he's team leader. A lot of chefing, as you say, a lot of chefing. I mean, I don't think Anson can even cook. I think he said that before. Like
No, he can't.
Yeah.
I love how they usually tend to incorporate things that the actors can do as their like characters thing. And I really thought he was a good cook and chef, and apparently no, he doesn't do that.
But fundamentally, he's just a good guy, right?
Yeah.
And he gives it off with charm, not arrogant charm, just charm. Is a lot of depth, yes, although not in the ways that you'd expect. Not like Jeffrey Hunter, not like JJ. He's not the best actor on the show, but he is a very strong, pleasant guy, right? You know, he's a tricky one.
He is. And I do want to...
Oh, yeah.
Why do I have to go first every time?
Well, I thought you were going to add another layer in, so I thought you were going to...
No, I was going to say, I do want to say, and I was going to give the tier. But so
okay, let's do it on three. Let's do it on 3, 2, 1, go, okay?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, A.
S.
Oh.
What I was going to say was I want to give him S tier because he was good enough as Pike in Discovery, which is not difficult to do, let's be honest, to get his own show and spin-off. And I think he's actually quite a bit different here than he was in Discovery. Like, he was very friendly with the crew there, too, because he wanted to rebuild that trust from after they had Lorca.
Yeah.
I could be talked to an A because... as a captain, there's something lacking, there's that edge that's lacking for me. I can see definitely in peacetime and on scientific expeditions, he's a perfect captain for that. But to be it's not supposed to be the flagship at this point, but to be a captain out in the fields, dealing with things, he seems indecisive at times. Especially we saw that in the last episode.
There we go.
At the end.
Yep.
But we'll get an answer to that soon. Probably
quick wrap
March or April, somewhere around there when they release it.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe A is good because he doesn't quite have that. Because even Kirk, when he was hesitant, when he gave an order which he even wasn't sure of, it didn't sound like he wasn't sure necessarily. Like we might know as the audience, but the crew wouldn't. He comes off a little hesitating at times.
So let me give my rationale why. It's because from all the different layers, I would instantly say Ethan Peck as Spock outdoes Anson Mount as Pike. Mostly because of the 2 body swap episodes and him being human, him seeing all those things, he outacts Anson because he's not given as much to do diverse plot-wise. So instantly he's above him by a point, I would say. But that's because Anson's not as much to do. So that's why I think he doesn't... There are other people who have really, really chunky stuff to do. But I think he's not had those chunky episodes as much. And that's why I think, there's a rung above. It's not far off, but I think there's a little bit of rung.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay.
It's close, though.
Perfect.
Now, it's funny, if you'd had the Discovery Time Crystal episode in this, but obviously done better, that might have, that would have probably raised it, given that really nice... But he's already past that. I mean, first episode he kind of dealt with it a little bit, but he's past it,
Yeah. Olivia Julius, $5. I want to talk about Sam. Sam is the best. I would work under Sam anytime. No, not that Sam. I mean Sam Kirk. Do we have a Sam Kirk?
Yes, I've got all the next ones up. What fun.
No, they're over there, okay.
Good to interview. Really, really fresh, nice interview person. Oh, one more. Nice guy. Guys, one more in 7 minutes. One more $5, we'll get the pizza party. Somebody will, anyway.
One more $5 super chat, guys. Let's go. I really like Sam Kirk's character. We got mentioned in TOS and, in the same episode where he was dead. So that's fine. And it sucks really liking the guy and knowing what happens to him. And as you said, the actor is really fantastic. He's super down to earth. Just a genuinely nice guy. I love his attitude on the ship as well. He's also comic relief. He's very much chill character. And it's cool to see a sibling of Kirk that's kind of the opposite of Kirk. Much more chill and relaxed and laid back, and Kirk's more of a go-getter. But I think he's a very likable. He's a fantastic character. We need to see more of him before he dies, because we know what happens to him. Spoilers, which is a shame. So yeah, I don't know. I think he's fantastic. More Sam Kirk, please.
Yeah, he's not in it as much as you think, but he's normally in it for a reason. For every good performance with him and James T, with a bad performance with him falling over in the cave, whatever, like there's, you know what I mean? There's yeah. Hey, we hit the goal!
Hey, we hit our goal. Thanks, Ray Rex.
Thank you, Ray. Appreciate it. Does make a difference, as you guys know. But Sam's interesting because he's really there to do something, right? Which helps. Often it's a bit silly, but it's okay. He rocks a moustache, which is obviously a rare thing nowadays. Nice, gentle actor we met. We joked about it in the interviews, like, who is Sam Kirk? Well, he's William Shatner with a moustache. And go from there. But he got that. Everything that, you know, he appreciated what he was trying to do here. And it's funny, and I love what you said about the James C. Kirk dynamic. Because for me, the Kirk actor doesn't feel like Kirk. This guy doesn't feel like Kirk's brother. So I don't judge him by his connection to James T, because there is no William Shatner version. So he's his own guy to me. I don't see him as Kirk's brother. But I think it helps. But their dialogue was really great. It was really interesting. You know, was it that he worked hard but wasn't promoted, and Kirk worked less well and got promoted, or was it Kirk? What was the scene they had?
He wanted to make his father proud by joining Starfleet, Sam Kirk. Mm-hmm. And then Kirk, or James Kirk, came in and just basically outshone everything he did. Yep. Yeah, because they referred to Kirk as a walking, stack of books with legs, right? So
yeah, because Sam obviously got Enterprise, but then James T got Farragut second in command, so it's like one up. Yeah, but very solid, right? Very, very solid. I would gut say a low B. Mm-hmm. I think he's very good at what he does, and honestly, in it, he actually has more dialogue. Well, no. In some episodes, there's more dialogue than Ortega's, but that's more of a condemnation on how little they give her sometimes. Yeah, I'd say a rung below, but not that much a rung. I think I'd say a low B.
Yeah. And Bill Barkley says, I've never heard of Sam Kirk till this show. I don't remember Shatner or TOS mentioning him. He's mentioned in an episode of TOS. He dies, and then Kirk, it's with the fried egg creatures. I forget the name of the episode offhand.
Yeah, they find him, they pull his body, and it's William Shatner with a moustache. That it's just at an angle. There's like, you're just like, it is William Shatner, isn't it? But it doesn't necessarily have to be, and that's it.
And you get introduced to his kid and his wife.
Yeah.
And so, but what is the name of that episode? Anyway. So yes.
But he's an example of elevating the role past the dialogue as an actor, which is a lot of Strange Worlds people, right? But he's another great cast for that.
Yeah. All right. Mark Lawrence, $5. Captain Harkaris, Orion captain from those old scientists. I love that he accepted the proof Boimler had, and it helped keep the peace. Yes. Not all Orions are pirates, don't you know? Some are scientists. How do you know that name? I have a friend. No, that was... Again, it's cool to see the different side of the Orion culture. And yeah, they even came across a bit gruff. He didn't come across like a scientist. Like, I don't think they know how to portray themselves to others necessarily. They didn't get any PR training in the Orion Academy, I don't think, because they all kind of come across as a little crass. So if you're a scientist, maybe
you would not like Tellarans, would you?
Exactly. Yeah. No, he was fine. Doesn't play a big part in the story really, but you get to see an Orion from TOS that's not a typical Orion, right? So,
I mean, it could have made an Orion. That would have been funny.
I wish there was an Orion on the crew.
I mean, behind him. Boy, if the Treks had the synergy of the 90s, where, you know, Voyager brought in characters from TNG, blah, blah, blah. That would have, you know, it'd be very funny to have a live-action Orion. I always think Oreo when I say Orion. Yeah, I mean, he does the role well, full stop, you know? He's a classic guest role of, yep, I see what you're doing, I like it. I mean, they've always been good at doing Orions. All Discovery, all Stranger Worlds, same makeup team, like, yep, I mean, looks like skin and not makeup, so credit to them. Yeah, definitely could have been a bit more sciencey with a bit more of a like, he still was pirating, but in a science way, which makes sense. I would like a little bit more like technobabble from him, but you know, I say that, but of course Kirk isn't technobabble guy either. He has his subordinates, so it'd been nice if and we'd said this, and I absolutely should have done this, and I still maintain, they should really have had a bloody Divana Tindy's great-great-grandmother walk on in full makeup and do the science scene. I guess it would have predestination in a sense that, oh, your grandmother's a scientist, la la, maybe a cousin. But that would have been like the cherry on top, you know, have to do 6 hours of makeup for a 45-second cameo. Would have been great. What do you think, Stuart? Because we've got some humans and an alien already.
My instinct says D, but I think he's elevated a tad above the Klingon captain, so a C will work for me.
I think as soon as we get a real C, he'll feel like a D, though. Is my guess.
That's the reason that I'm kind of hesitant on it.
I think D's safe because he has
okay.
He's good. Right? Yeah. Heidi.
Again, he can come back at some point in a future episode. It should be great.
Yeah. 100%. Exactly. I don't remember him. Yeah. But that's okay.
All right. Olivia, $5. Storybook Pike. Yes. Pike playing off character as being like a cowardly little... It was fun to see him do this, and I'm sure he had a hell of a time doing it. Kind of play a more not confident, very kind of goofish character. It was fun to see. I really enjoyed him in that episode. And I didn't know that Anson Mount could pull that off so well, I guess. But it definitely worked, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. So good to see a strong character kind of come across as a little bit of a, coward.
Because isn't he sniveling? That's kind of the joke.
Yeah, he's very much a sniveling character.
I mean, the hair's great. The costume's great. He has moments. I think, if I recall, he gets sort of dropped as a character in the episode. Yeah. I mean, he's obviously a joke at the start, and then he's less important. Although, is that the hand of the king from Game of Thrones, but reversed, kind of? The pendant?
Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, good acting, well done. He didn't feel like Pike at all, because he's not. That's many of them. I would give him a happy C. I think he was good. I don't remember much of the performance, except the vibe. But all credit to the vibe was real good. Are there people that did better in the episode? Maybe. Have us find out. I don't know. We haven't got that. I don't even know what I'd say. But yeah, solid. Actually, yeah, is there's a challenge to not band account or whatnot? Who would be an F? Right? Because look at them. Everything's middle. Right? Who would be an F for Stranger Worlds that we generally would not like or think was not good? Because I don't know. No one comes to mind as actual F, right? Because even the D.
I was thinking about that earlier, and I couldn't think of one either.
Because even the Ds, they're just not in it enough to be higher. They're both good. That's the irony, right? They're not, but no, they're nowhere near F. So yeah, anyone got an F for us? I'd be interested to see who you guys think of.
Yep. Ray Ricks, £5. Captain Patel. Do we have her here? I don't see her.
Yes. I found a very nice picture of her. Because she is a nice looking lady. One of the surprising story arcs, eh?
What's that?
One of the surprising story arcs, eh?
Yeah. I just see her as her character from Letterkenny. kind of a
Letterkenny.
Yeah. Kind of a rednecky kind of character. But she's all right. I'm not a big fan, honestly. She knows, I assume Pike has told her about his fate. That he's going to, I don't know. Anyway, if she knows about it, it adds to the character that she wants to kind of stick around, knowing all that. But I don't know. I don't get a lot of strong vibes off of her. Like, she was good in a few episodes, but she kind of makes stupid decisions as well. Like on the finale of season.
I mean, that's script, right?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the character. She's not awful at all, but
I mean, not an F, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good choice. You know, you got. I mean, she gives depth to Pike that he sort of needs, and in the sense of, he's doomed. He gets back from being doomed to live with Vina. But how does he sort of live past that and do something in between? And so the fact that he was able to find somebody, I guess an old girlfriend kind of thing, and rekindle, is refreshing, as in it's a different take. The fact that she's Starfleet captain as well gives you a unique dual captain, and there's, pops in occasionally, etc. But you don't see that kind of, how do you have a relationship over distance and ship and captain? So it's a very unique thing to see, right? Even like the Chakotay and Janeway, you wouldn't have the same dynamic. So it's a very different thing. And the lawyer episode, she was excellent. I liked her in the first episode with Pike. The last episode with Gorn, yes, she lets the story down, but that's the story, not her. Yeah, I mean, I think solid Starfleet captain. I want to be in more. Although, isn't she Gorn infested?
She was taken captive by the Gorn. We don't know what's going on with her yet.
I think they scanned her in the shuttle and said she was Gorn infested. Or pregnant. Or both. I can't remember. There's drama with her. I remember that.
But is she pregnant with Pike's kid?
Or Gorn? I don't remember. Yeah, I hope to see her again if she doesn't blow up.
I'd want to give her a B, I think. Because I think the best episode for me with her was the courtroom one.
Yeah, I'm between. I'm right in the middle, I think, because she's got more lines and motivation when she's in it, but then she's only in a couple. Whereas Sam's got a certain spark to him that's unique. Ortega's is all spark, not a lot of substance. Yeah, I'm right in the middle. I go either way, honestly. So I like her a lot, but she's not in it a boat ton. And it's like you said, the Gorn one did pull her down a little bit, but she's got some very strong stuff too. What do you guys think? I'm right in the middle.
I think it should be a B, but let us know, guys. Where do you want to put her? Somebody can lock it in with the super chat, or just vote in the poll or in the.
Because I'm sad we never saw her on the bridge of her own ship. I think that's missing, to see her be a captain. I guess I haven't got a bridge for her ship, but because she's in a Farragut style. What? Or no, she another Connie.
I don't know. Probably one of the Peregrine or whatever they were called.
Shut your whole face. Ugh, yes. Idiots. Let us know, B or C. I'm right in the middle. And yes, Zachary says there's no female captain in TOS. Nice to have a female captain here. Yes, and she's great as a female captain. Did a good job.
Yes. And Classic for real, no, we have not done Mariner. Yes, we've done Boimler.
We do love Boimler.
I'm going to put her at B because she's got a lot of screen time. She's a super important character, especially to Pike. So I think anything less might be a little unfair.
I like I was right between, right?
Yeah. All right. Mark Lawrence, $5. And a silly one before I have to go. Captain Pike's hair It's practically a character of their own.
No, there's a picture for it.
Oh, you got your own picture for? Okay, well, fancy man here.
Oh yeah, I have these. I'd be.
Come on, slides. Let's do your thing. Get the hell out of here. There we go.
Likes having thousands of pictures that we have. So Stuart.
There we go. It's an S.
Oh my god. Justify yourself.
It gets better and more elaborate the longer we see it. It seems to have a life of its own. I think it's part tribble. You have a toupee made of tribble DNA, and it's like... Yeah, it's got to be an S. That's our first S.
Fine. He is so silly.
I mean, the chat agrees with me, so.
And yes, there is a absolute joke in the Lower Decks crossover. You and your hair are famous. It got a joke inside an episode that was treated seriously. That tells you how zeitgeisty his just good, strong hair is. Yeah.
It's got some style, man. Olivia Julius, $5. Jenna Mitchell, not sure which rank she is, but she sits next to Ortegas. Yes.
Ortegas is a pilot, I don't know if you knew that.
Who, Ortegas?
Yeah, on the ship.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, I mean,
wow. Wooden character, not... She's just somebody for Ortegas to talk to, and she doesn't really play a big part in any episode necessarily, so meh, I could do without.
But she is there enough to be recognizable.
Yep.
She has good uniform. Does she have lines? I don't remember.
Yeah, she's got a few, but they're like girlfriend type, you know, like talking about shit that's going on with Ortegas kind of vibes.
I mean, not girlfriend, girl, pause friend.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the kind of what TOS bridge officers were if they didn't get movies and more seasons. Because TOS is such that it's a trifecta, and then everyone else gets the scraps. In Strange Worlds, everyone gets something to do, which means there's not really room for tertiary characters, so they get almost nothing. Had it been about the three, you would have seen them do more. I'm not going to say F. I think she does her job fine. So I think, a solid D. I have nothing negative and nothing particularly positive to say. Looks good in red. Yeah.
Sam wants to give her a solid D. Is it a rock solid D?
Semi-D.
No. Okay.
Semi-skimmed.
Perfect. Not a bad account. Member for 35 months at the rank of lieutenant. Says we can't forget the USS Enterprise as a character. She's central to the show. Will TOS footage be CGI updated to the canon appearance and size soon? Go fuck yourself. No. That's just dumb.
Those corridors look so pathetically giant. If you did it that way, it's like, why is the sick bay so big?
Look at Pike's quarters, man.
God, yeah. You have to rotoscope out and make bloody Ansem. To match would be absurd. Absolutely absurd. Yes, once I didn't read that. I thought it was a joke comment. Adjuvant Enterprise. The Enterprise, the chromium. Very dirty grey Enterprise. Plates, and more plates.
As I've said many times, this would be great for the JJ reboot Enterprise. It's still a John Eves design, and it's good. I mean, I like the shapes on it. It's a little too squat to be the Enterprise, but another ship in the fleet, I'd have no problem with. It still remains fairly true to the TOS Enterprise in a lot of ways, but the fact that they did the swept back struts is annoying to me. And that front view and the side view just is too. So yeah, it's not. And the interior volume, like Sam mentioned, the corridors and Pike's quarters are just ridiculously huge. That being said, when the Enterprise was under the command of Pike, there's only like 230 personnel aboard, not 400 and some odd under Kirk. So they just shrunk all the quarters down, cut them in half.
Yeah, you always have to do a fan film, like when AI becomes better, of... Okay, I know some side stuff, guys. Keep hitting people, you guys are doing amazing. Imagine a film, right, where you've got Anson Mount as Pike and James T. Kirk, William Shatner in this version of Enterprise, and Kirk's like, so I'm taking the Enterprise off your hands after refit in 6 months. Good, well, I hear it's getting some changes. It is indeed. And they're in his quarters, there's this giant set, and the whole scene's him walking on the entire set, the whole scene, right? And they cut 6 months later, and then Kirk walks in,
where's the rest of my quarters?
What happened to my quarters? And it's just like... And Pike's just laughing because it's like one third the size, 1/4 the size, 1/5 the size. That'd be an hilarious edit. Just one scene, non-stop walk and talk, and then there's like 10 steps, and he's across the whole thing. Because it would be that dramatic. Like, what the hell, Christopher? At least you could have kept my quarters as big as the one you had. Jesus. And
kitchen, living room.
He had windows. Like they moved it in the ship. Because bloody Pike has 6 windows.
Keep your captain safe. He should be near the interior of the saucer.
I never realised that, but yeah, it's just windows, and Kirk doesn't.
Yeah. It's going to get a B from me, I think, the Enterprise.
Yeah, I was not going to give it super high, because it doesn't feel like a character, per se.
No, it doesn't.
It's a nice place to work. But
I wouldn't want to live there?
Well, it doesn't have the character that it needs to, and the outside is texturally ugly. Nice design. So
yeah. All right, Ray Ricks, 5 pounds. Let's do it, Kirk. We have a. Oh, there he is. Yeah. He's definitely forging his own Kirk persona. He's not doing the William Shatner thing at all, and I grew to like the character. He's very likable in Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow.
Result Kirk, of course.
Yeah, that's true as well. Shit.
Yeah. Which is why it's sad. Which would be a different slot. This is actual Kirk, who we only see on a view screen or a com in one episode, and then in one in season 2. So he finally got to be in the show. Right at the end.
And a lot of people say this. He looks like a Jim Carrey doing a Kirk impression kind of deal.
Which you can watch online right now. Because he did it.
And I get that. But he's definitely got his own vibe. I think I still prefer Chris Pine over him as Kirk. It's more believable. But he's got the Kirk look, kind of, when you don't see Jim Carrey. I don't know. He didn't impress me as Kirk, except for in Tomorrow, which is the alternate, as you said. So, yeah.
Yeah, this is so tricky, because if we're comparing to Kirk, he doesn't compare to Kirk. But that's not a fair comparison, because he's younger, he's different, his characterization different. I think he's a better actor than Chris Pine's Kirk. Because I think Chris Pine's Kirk was caricaturing with energy. This guy is trying to do a character. I think he acts it better, but he's acting it not like Shatner. He's just a guy called Kirk, which is fine, but he falls flat compared to the charm of Shatner. But Shatner has command presence. This guy doesn't. I'm sorry, he doesn't have command presence, right?
Yeah.
Great, which is fair. He's great as a secondary character, as a helper, but I wouldn't be sold on him being the captain. Not for any particular reason, just he doesn't have that presence, which is fine. I know he's also famous for True Blood, I think it was, but for me, he's just this guy. That's all I've seen him as. I'm excited to see more of him. We know he's in season 3. Very brave to bring back Kirk again, but hey, if you're going full force, the show's got respect for its writing and its characters, so hey, let's see some Kirk and Spock better than Discovery to see, right? He'll handle it better. I'd like to think he would improve. More Cook, a bit more swagger, maybe. I wouldn't even say, because Shatner has a specific speech pattern, and obviously there's a caricature of it, but he does have long pauses. This guy doesn't. It'd be nice to see if he started adding those in somewhat to kind of. I think he's like I say, he's acting it like a character, but not like sort of.
Now, let's be fair. He's going to be pretty important when he gets the Enterprise handed over to him. So,
but this is only him from 2 episodes, not him from the other one.
yeah,
I'm gonna say a higher B. I think he just misses A. I think just. I think he's just not in it enough. Yeah, yeah. What do you think?
I was going to recommend a high C.
Oh, okay.
But I think that's probably unfair, considering who's in C right now.
Yes. Interesting. Oh, yes, Chris Pine at 2 dumb. But he was also promoted at 22 to captain. So
yeah,
right.
It's barely older than Dal from Prodigy. Classic for real, $5. Time traveling Romulan lady who phases herself to leave no evidence behind and is blatantly member berries to when Sarah Silverman was on Voyager.
Oh, I didn't thought that.
Yeah, she definitely has that Sarah Silverman look.
Huh.
D. She was fine.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the twist that she was some girl and she wasn't, but it's a sort of nonsensical time travel. It's like, so you alternate universe, the reality of the time travel, the Temple Cold War of the universe of the Khan, of the killing of the. It's like, okay, could they have not just made it more canon? But I did like her dual performance. Did she get Romulan ears at any point?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. That would have been a nice touch if they'd actually done, but she was surgically altered versus holotech. Fine. I would say a D. I think she doesn't give. She could have been a lot better, or even just one. I mean, I always say change one thing, but had there been one scene of her as a flashback getting a mission, and it's in a very simple Romulan bridge. She's in full Romulan costume, full makeup, so like you see the full original Romulan her. And then, like, I lost my ears for this fucking mission. That would have been really cool, right? But,
yeah.
But I liked her in the episode. I think, yeah.
Tab extra, 50 krona. Nyota Uhura, the character felt like Wesley did too much. C.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah. Didn't need the tragic backstory added to the character. I don't get a sense of Uhura really from her. She doesn't really come across like that to me. She just seems like, not a Wesley type, not quite that obnoxious, but she's very likable, very friendly. Wears the right kind of earrings. I don't have much to say about the character. She just doesn't give me the vibe of Uhura, unfortunately. She's gullible. I mean, she wore this uniform when she didn't have to, which I think is funny, but eager to please. I think we learn more about her in those old scientists episode where she's hanging out with Mariner than we do in any of the other episodes, really, except for the tragic backstory of her family. So just like, well, she's very work attentive. Like she's scrolling away on the pad at the bar with Mariner trying to get the work done whenever Mariner wants her to have her take a break. So that I get a sense of Uhura, because Uhura was very accomplished. There's even an episode where she's trying to fix something and Spock interrupts her and she's like, dude, I gotta get this fixed. And he backs off. He's like, you're the one to do this. So.
And Trek Culture's here, Stuart, if you want to give them
I saw
a secondary shout out.
Hello, Trek Culture.
Double salute. Yeah, her is tricky because this is an example of she's so far from where we know her that the growth hasn't happened yet, and that's which is nice. She has to be fresh, right? And she does feel like a fresh officer. Does she feel like Uhura? What does Uhura even feel like as a character, right? It was Nichelle Nichols' kind of sexiness. There's a smoothness where she is just, and I like this lady. I like her performance. I don't get that. But that's confidence of being older. So it makes sense she's not Uhura. But at least they, the uniform suited well. The earrings, like I said, they make effort. I'm hoping we get, as season go on, some Uhura hairstyles. Because the wigs are really great. And I hope at some point. Acting's decent. Like, always good. I liked the singing one a lot. That was definitely a she elevated. Like she was given really good stuff for that. I was rewatching all that the other day. You're right. The old scientist, she was good in that. But yeah, she's definitely more procedural in the narrative. I'm trying to think where else she's excelled. The show's let her excel, right? Oh, you had the annoying sparkle LED wall room where she's like, oh, if I just hum this, and it's like, oh, you just three things. She's more professional than Ortega's, but has less of a spark. But she's given more to do, but it's more bland, but also it's more professional. What are you thinking? Because she's done a fine job.
There's many more memorable Ortega scenes than Uhura scenes, at least for me, that I can recall. I don't know if, like you said, she was given a lot to do, but it's bland stuff.
Which is also Nichelle Nichols, unfortunately. So it's in keeping.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I feel like C's not fair.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, a low B, because she's set. I mean, they're all so different in B, right? As to why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Depending if you guys keep throwing ones in, if no one gets F, might be interesting to move D down to F, and see if we can split the. You know what I mean? Like move C down to D, and then see if we can split B, and see if we have a bit of distinction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
Classic for real, $2. Tendy's grandma from same episode with the Orion.
Which I do have a shot of, with all their memorable no lines.
Oh, that might be your first F.
There is Lady.
Mistress of the Windsor Constellation, we can assume.
Great grandmother. I've culture, I have no idea. I didn't even remember she was in the scene.
Hey, it's our first F. Thanks, Classic for real.
Woo!
You did it.
And boy, I've got some people on the chart that we might also put as F. So you got there first, but there's a few others because you guys put in some weird people. So I put in some weird people just in case to outthink you. I know.
Classic for real, $2. Boimler, already there. An A.
Hey.
Olivia Julius, $5. The Doctor's Daughter is an F. Nothing really happened with her character.
And yes, that's one of the ones I had. Ah.
Yep. And
she becomes a space alien.
She does, and she grows up. I mean, nothing happens with her character.
Nope.
She's like.
But what can you do with her that's not really dramatic, really gritty, really stupid, right? It's a really sort of dead-end character unless you really commit in a big way, and they just weren't going to. And I really didn't want them to either.
Yeah, same. I'm glad they kind of shuffled her off.
And they gave depth to Mbenga.
She's a D at best.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be an F for lack of, like, not against her, just. Now I did like the adult version. Performance-wise, I thought. I mean, not she was bad, but I thought she was pretty. Like, I remember because you talked about the daughter thing. Like, she sold that so hard that resonated with you. I remember.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, the young kid was just.
Nothing against her. Just. Yeah.
Yeah. Read me a story, Daddy. I'm the impetus for this episode because it's my fairy tale book.
I mean, it's a sad. I mean, it's a really Trek sad plot line. You know, stuck in transporter buffer, although it devalues Scotty a bit. Oh yes, and then so Scotty, Nick, and Benga's idea, no, because it was a secret. But it wasn't a secret, but I mean, it's just, you know, it was Franklin's idea anyway. It was a mutual sort of thing they had. What, 30 years later, from pre-TOS to post-6, 20 years, 20 years. Yeah. No, nothing against her, just not a D. I mean, considering how strong some people in D are for like their vibe, yeah.
Classic for real, $2, and now Mariner. Yes. As I said earlier, I didn't really get as much of a Mariner vibe off of her as I did a Boimler vibe off of Boimler in the live action. I mean, her scene, actually, she did some of the same. The way she sat in Uhura's quarters on that little stool was very animated Mariner. So she did kind of do some of the physicality of it. Yeah, those scenes with Uhura, taking her to the bar and having her just take some time off were good. She didn't, like I said, she didn't have that Mariner kind of go-gettiness in that episode. She was very much more passive. I liked the scene where she was excited to be sitting at the table with Spock, and Spock was like agreed with her idea and stuff like that. Like, that was great. I don't think she did as well as Boimler, so I don't think she's an A. But I'm interested to hear your thoughts on that.
But we've got tab extra saying, "Did you skip my super chat? Did we?"
I don't think so.
I'll read the poll while you check that out. So I asked, with 57 votes, or they're coming at 60 votes. Trek Culture, have you voted in our poll? Vote now. The question was, who was the best Pike? The current Judge Worlds, the original TOS, or the JJ? There's a slight lead on one, They're coming at 60 votes, would be great. I'll do another poll.
And no tab extra, we didn't. We spent a lot of time talking about yours, as was Uhura.
Oh yeah, big time. Trek Culture, yeah, Franklin, rip. Would be great to see Franklin. God, yeah, imagine introducing Franklin in Stranger Worlds. Scotty's like under friend person, like he's just a bit younger, because we don't know how old he is, right? Just younger.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Anyway, Mariner, yeah. So you just watched the episode, so you have a way more fresh than I have, of course. I remember her being, like I said, the voice of Mariner was spot on. The energy, of course, was toned down, but Mariner is often too frenetic, but it fits animation. She was really personally in, like you said, the Uhura thing. That was great. But yeah, she's more respectful. We don't know when she came from, in fairness. I guess they're still ensign. Yeah, okay, they're ensign, so I guess she hasn't had that much. Yeah, okay, so we do know.
Yeah.
I remember liking her about as much as Boimler for different reasons. What I mean, are you saying definitely high B, or are you saying just lower A? Because I remember thinking good in different ways, right?
I'd say probably a lower A.
Okay. Yeah.
But fine. She just didn't have the punchiness and the zazz of the animated Mariner.
It'd be too much if she did.
But Boimler nailed it. The walk, the scuttle down the hallway, the scream.
But he was doing bigger things. That he was given bigger things, like explosions and such. If she was given like a phaser fight, she would have been like, "Come on!" Right?
That's true, but we never saw that.
I know.
So.
But they need to bring in season 7. Any freaking season, right? Bring it back. Bring it back.
Okay, we'll put her at a low A. I don't know.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
There's something about it that was just not quite clicking for me.
Yeah, that's a problem when you have a. It's like, imagine if you had somehow a Dahl actor playing Dahl, and he was like a chill officer. He wouldn't feel like Dahl because he's so weird and frenetic, right?
Yeah.
Like it has to translate differently. Boyman was a slightly more neutral, but that's because he wasn't doing. Anyway, yeah.
Ray Rex puts in £2 and says B.
Yes, that we had actually put ours in in B. That was for. It was in B. Whatever we did. My memory is bad for those things.
Classic for real, $2. Just noticed we already did Mariner, but Tendi.
Yes, I did have that as well. Animated Tendi. Now, what does she do? Oh, come on. Yeah, we go, refresh. What does she do in the episode? Don't remember.
She talks about how not all Orions were scientists back in the day, and it's actually an Orion that discovered this portal, not Starfleet. And I had a grandmother that was on that ship, and it's like, no, I know everything about this. The Enterprise discovered this. Yeah.
I think she's kind of dejected by. It's like, come on, guys, believe me. It's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
now. So yeah, not a big part at all. Bigger than Rutherford, I would say.
Okay. Yeah.
He took a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, she'd probably be a C for this episode.
Well, the irony is, are we looking at acting, character, or appearance? Because she just did good Tendi, but Anson Mount did a funner thing in C. Like, she didn't raise the bar. She just did classic. You know what I mean?
She fought for her Orion heritage.
She did. Okay, go for. I'd say a low C. I think, just because she didn't bring anything new. Yeah, but why would she?
I would have loved to see a live action version of her, but you know.
Still pissed we didn't.
Yep.
Pissed we didn't.
Yep.
I mean, hey, give us season 4 and then Rutherford and Tendi go back in time and beat them. The hard ones to do. Although, spoilers for season 5, Rutherford's now just human looking. So, I mean, talk about.
He's too short. He's too short for Rutherford. That's the problem.
Is Rutherford tall?
Short. Well, he's as tall as all the other ones of them.
Yeah,
but the actor's visibly shorter.
Yeah, shoes. That's fine. But you know what I mean? That'd be such a fun little, like, and they both handle it super differently. That'd be fun. I'd like to see that.
I would too, yeah. Classic for real, $2. Pikes Monster Maroon.
Yes. Alternate universe. Far inferior Monster Maroon. But still, Monster Maroon.
So we're talking about just the Monster Maroon?
No, this version of him. So future. In fact, another person put for it later on as well. So this character that we see, Future Pike. Uncaged Pike. Or Menagerie's Pike.
Really great to see an older Pike, and he definitely presented himself well. He was a good character. He got the point across. He's Mr. Exposition Man, and that's fine. But the Monster Maroon lets him down. At first, we were really excited, and then we started to look at it more, and it just got worse and worse and worse. It's one of those things where the more you stare at it, the worse it gets.
And boy, we stared at it.
Yeah.
Why do the shoulders look so wet?
That's because they have leather things on them, Sam.
And why is the strap, like, look as if it's been stretched like gum?
Because this isn't as crisp as it should be, and it's very lazy, just falls down, so they had to, like, get it down there. Lots of things. But his performance was fine.
And luckily it makes sense it can look wrong. At least there's a reason. The Ultimate Universe. So at least, right? So commend them for that. The thing about this Pike, though, is that for me, this Pike did. Oh.
Classic for real says yes. I did mean the Monster Maroon in all those quotes as a separate character.
Yes. Mm-hmm. As we are. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll cut his head off.
Oh. Jesus. Oh, okay, just the character. Oh, low D. I mean, it's so much worse than the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy. But I mean, hey, you let a lot of cosplayers buy the cheap Cosmart one, like, I got Monster Maroon! Way! It's like, yeah.
It annoys me.
Well, it would be interesting to see, can you take the Monster Maroon, like, buy 2 and then use a fabric to make the proper one? Because it's still got, I don't know. I've got a real one, so I'm set. And you might be getting one of the Dennis ones when it's done, so you might have one too.
Dennis doesn't like me, so no.
Get your wife to buy one then. There you go. Easy. Because Stu, you should be in a Monster Maroon.
Sure.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
All right.
Benjamin Stone, 2 pounds. If Sam styled his hair, it could be just like Pike's.
Yeah. Lots of gel.
Olivia, $2. Future Pike, Balance of Terror. All right, here we go with the Pike conversation. I'll just fix this one.
Yes.
It's fine.
So as I was saying before we got corrected, as we should, right? Oh, wait, hold on. Do I have votes? Oh, come on, guys. One more vote. 60. Come on. Vote in the poll right now.
So Pike. Monster Maroon Pike.
And we have 6 minutes to get 6 more $5. And if we do, that will get us almost to our goal, which would be lovely, lovely. Yeah, this Pike. Okay, so this Pike, for me, he's appropriate. Does that make sense?
Yes.
He does the role. It makes sense. Do I think back to this fondly? It's alright. It's fine. It's good. It's alright. Now, had they seen, I always say this, anything with him in it in his timeline, would have elevated it, right? But yeah, it's decent age up. It's fine costume. It just feels like what it is. It's a alternate universe variant weirdness. It's a fun what if, but it's doesn't hit the nail on the head. Now I don't know how you'd make it darker, more intriguing. Maybe if he tried to act like Jeffrey Hunter, like that's the default dark him. But even then, I don't know if Anson could do that performance. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I have no idea. I don't really specifically remember the performance. I'd have to go back and rewatch it. I just remember I liked the older Pike, and yeah, a much more darker character. But
I remember filming the episode on it with you, and staring at him. We kept saying things that we learned. So I'm going to say straight to C. I think he's as good as a performance as his alt self was, for different reasons. I think they're equally as different and good. Yeah. That's just me. Well, I do hope we see, because there's some footage out there of dyed hair, different uniform him. I hope we see some scenes of that, because they built that uniform for a scene that was cut or whatever. I hope we see that, because it's, you know, or see him as a picture of him in Cage uniform. Give us some Cage flashbacks. That'd be beautiful. It'd be, it'd be really fun. I'm sure it'd be pretty damn easy just to add the Cage era like display graphics onto the bridge. It's like, yeah, and some goosenecks, whatever. Like just, you know, a quick change, right? It's fine. Given the Cage, it'd be really nice to see a Cage uniform. Yeah, love to see that.
All right, Ray Rex, 5 pounds. La'an, Christina Chong is also awesome. She is fantastic, and this is a character I did not like initially at all, and now I think she's fantastic. She really worked the part, and she's a very multifaceted character, and the actress is phenomenally awesome. So, yeah, she's definitely, for me, I think the first S-tier character we have here, just because of the episode with Kirk, the alternate Kirk, I think is really good to give that depth to her character, that soft side to her, because she's always kind of a hard ass. Yeah, I think she's fantastic. She does her job well. She's very disciplined, very professional. But then, yeah, to see the other side of her character, a lot of the characters haven't gotten that opportunity to kind of build that depth And this is one right from the beginning that you kind of have a question about, and I think it's very well handled. So, yeah, she's an S for me.
Yeah, and that's really remarkable given you were not a fan at the start.
And it's hard to turn me to like somebody, as you know.
Yep. And that's pure. Clearly, they committed to her as a character. You know, pretty much every episode she gets something. It was very consistent, which is great. You really felt like you knew her. She comes a lot of baggage in that she could die horribly and never mentioned again, or she could not die horribly and just not be mentioned. Both could work, right? It's fine. So she's a really flexible character. She has strength, doesn't overuse it. The actress is phenomenal. She brings a lot to it, as you said. She's done a lot of varied things. I actually think I always liked her, as you know. I got what she was doing, and I got her performance. I've met her twice. Both times she was really impressed. Apparently I flirted with her in our interview.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Which you'll see those interviews soon.
Yes,
I keep saying that, but I don't know when it's going to happen.
Yes. We've got a lot of Stranger Worlds cast. It's great. I think she should be an S. I think she was given so much, and she's done so well, and she's elevated it herself, and she's also not. It's so funny. Like some of these roles, oh, you're this, as in you're related to Khan. That does not define her in any meaningful way, even though she's a Noonien Sing. But she's so herself that does not. That's a really impressive thing. And hey, she's great. Yeah, really, really did a good job. Well done her.
Yeah, I was hoping somebody would mention her because I always had S in mind for her. So,
but she does get some of the best stuff. Like she's been blessed with some. But yeah, her I think that's the one that turns you. Her one about going to the past. That really just.
No, I was starting to like her before that, but that kind of locked it in for me.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Sergeant Montgomery, Mako, $5 to Pring, me and A. Also, I call dibs. To Pring, yes, who I absolutely despised for my entire life in Strange New Worlds. I hated that bitch on Amok Time. But this changed my mind. Like, she's a sweetheart who is trying to love somebody that's not completely Vulcan, and it's kind of hurting her status a little bit, but she's keeping at it. And we get to see her family, her mom and dad. I don't want this to happen. I know it's going to happen, and I don't like it. Because, her representation in Amok Time is just god-awful.
Intentionally so.
I guess. How is Ston better than... Anyway, it's fine. I don't know. You talk about her for a minute. She's great.
Yeah, I mean, she's the absolute standout of the surprise performance wins. Yeah. I mean, just so much depth of an actress. I was amazing costuming. Like, she owns the Vulcanness in a way that's very rare. Even for episode 1, there was such warmth to a Vulcan. And yes, the fact that she entirely changed the context of it and entirely sold that she's fully embraced Spock despite the social, political, career, all these disadvantages that the mild / huge racism, speciesism that Spock gets. She's accepted them, and there's not a hint of, well, you're only half Vulcan. None of that. She loves him for who he is. It's so pure and lovely that it makes everything a gut punch.
Yep.
But the episodes are still so endearing and nice, and she's brilliant in the body swap. Yeah, everything she's in is excellent because they obviously really focus when they bring her in. I'm sad where they're going with her because it's not going to be great. Fucking Ston. And it's got. I mean, as Stuart's going to be the ultimate version of retconning TOS poetically, successfully, right? Yeah. So I'm biased. I think she's one. I think she should be an S because I think there's so much to the character she does. Because Vulcans are difficult, and she's really good. Yeah.
And she's easy on the eyes. So I mean,
she's very, very easy on the eyes. Yes. S.
Yep.
But, classic example of she elevates the material as an actress.
Yeah.
Which is funny because nothing against the Uhura, she doesn't elevate a lot of the material. It's different material, hard to work with, but she elevates everything.
All right. Ray Ricks, 5 pounds. Mbanga, the best medical assassin in Starfleet.
I was wondering where that was going, and then you read it properly. It's like, oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, we see him in TOS as well. He's a much different character there. He's not the lead doctor. He's more of the help, essentially. Knows about Vulcans quite a bit in TOS, and you understand why here, because they had mentioned whatever on Vulcan that he's going to be going to. Him and Chapel were fighting for the position. I forget exactly, but the accent's a bit difficult to understand at times.
I had forgotten that. That is true. Yep.
Yeah. But overall, a very likable, chill dude until, somebody comes aboard that he wants to kill. Mr. Klingon, man. But that's a whole other story. I wish he had more of a part in TOS, because he just feels like a total side character in TOS, and that's fine, but he was chief medical officer of that ship that he's on in TOS, and that's never mentioned, that's TOS problem.
I mean, fair to say this is a less successful retcon. We talked about elevating to Pring. He's like, okay.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Once you ignore that fact, which is okay too, right? It's like, okay, well, fine. But yeah, it's definitely like okay. I mean, yeah, sure, okay, yeah.
He's got a strong presence. He's somebody that I would definitely want as a doctor because his bedside manner is good. He knows his job. He's got a strength and a confidence about him, which I think is really important for a doctor. So, I mean, we've learned a little bit about the character, but not a softer side necessarily. He's got more of that hard-edged special forces kind of vibe to him, and I don't know how I feel about that necessarily. I could stand to have another Mbenga centric episode so we kind of learn more about him. I think that'd be great because I do like the actor. I do like the character. He brings something new, which the actor we got in TOS didn't have the accent and all that. So yeah, I don't know. I think I know where I want to place him, but
yeah, he's a very interesting. He's so damn intense.
Intense is a good
and
word,
having met him wasn't the best experience. You see why they picked him for intensity, because just passively he's so damn intense.
Yeah,
there's a lot less acting going on with him to like La'an. Super different. The acting's really acting. He's like, yeah, that's Mbenga, but less smart because of course he's not a doctor. But there is a natural, and yeah, he's intense because he's intense. So it feels very natural. He feels very grounded in the scene. He's a weird doctor, but yeah, like you say, he did a program to make a super serum to make whatever, and a terrible fight scene in Discovery Hallway, blah blah blah. Not the funnest past. Bit of murder going on. Good episode, bad scene, good scene. Very odd. And yes, wish he spoke a little bit clearer as a choice. Not everyone could talk clearly either, that's fine. But Stuart, we got our poll. All 62 votes. So, who's the best Pike? The winner by a small margin, 77%, I should say, voted this Pike that is currently an A on our chart, with Cage Pike being second at 13% and JJ Pike at 10%. Ouch. How do you feel about that?
JJ, I would assume JJ Pike would have been higher because he was a good character. He was a good guy, just nice and, Jeffrey Hunter seemed a little bit morose, but I think that was part of the point of the character at that point in his life. So that surprises me a tad.
But I guess it's just one's an easy vote, one's also great, I'm guessing.
Maybe. I think a lot of people just see JJ and go, oh, it's crap. But I think he's one of the standouts of the two of those films. His interactions with Kirk, I think, are pretty good. But yeah, that's interesting. I wouldn't have expected that. I knew Pike would win. Like, of course Pike would win. They're all Pike. But Anson Mount, I mean. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm doing a second poll. Very interested to see what you guys think. Read it out if you could.
I would if I could, but I can't read, so.
Well, you've done well to hide that fact for years, Joe.
Oh,
well done.
Have I? Okay,
yes.
Hold on. Who is the best Spock? TOS, classically logical. JJ, punchy. That's fucking funny. I just watched Into Darkness the other day. Strange New Worlds, logical and hot.
Shirt off in the first episode, right?
More friendly, down to earth, more personable, even than Leonard Nimoy. Yeah.
That's a question.
Yeah.
So, okay, Mbenga, great acting of a very niche version of the role. Sells me as smart. I'm not a big fan of the role or the person. I like him less than Ortega's, but he gets a lot more to do. So I've got to give him I would vote a B, just for very different reasons to everyone else in B.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's unfair to the character and the actor to put him lower than a B because he does really good with what he has. But yeah, our interaction with him wasn't fantastic. So.
But long day. Everyone,
Yep.
It's all good. All good. Yeah.
All right.
Benjamin, good shout.
Sergeant Montgomery Mako, $2. Commander Buck Martinez. Who the fuck is Buck Martinez?
I think I'm pretty... Oh, I can't find it. It's got my chart. Hold on. Too many tabs. If it's someone you don't know, it's Clint Howard.
Clint Howard. What, he was in Strange New Worlds?
Yes.
Okay. You've been looking at this picture. I have no fucking idea. What?
Yeah.
Who was he? What is happening right now?
He was in the flashback episode where we see Mbenga's dark. There we go.
Yeah.
He was a lovely guest role for the lols.
Okay.
He's minimally in it. It doesn't do much. It's just Clint Howard. D. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give him points there. There's other people we want to get to. Yeah. Fun, silly. Wish he had more to do. Could have said Trani at least once.
I had completely forgotten he was in it. He was in Discovery too. He was in
Orion. A sexed up Orion.
In Deep Space Nine. He was in a lot of things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The
He's invisible. You couldn't see him.
Yes, he is.
Sergeant Montgomery, $2. Gorn Alpha Soldier, thumbs up.
Yes.
Wow, that suit makes him look very xenomorphish too, doesn't it?
And that's a clear shot. Because you can't see his vibe most of the time, and that's okay, but just so you know. So this is the Gorn that they find on the other... the Ladies Enterprise, Stranger Worlds Enterprise vibe, who's on the bridge. It's a real guy in a suit, has a fight in an EV suit, showing there are Gorn that are bipedal. And they blow him out the ship, and then burns up in the re-entry, I guess?
Sure.
Yeah. With a tail, it's Xenotail, 100%. Your thoughts on, I guess, Gorn Alpha, as the phrase was?
Wish it was anything but a Gorn. Yeah, that look, wow. Just put on a xenomorph head and you got a xenomorph. I mean, the body is just, oh my god. All right. Not impressed, not happy.
No, F. Because...
Okay,
Just because this guy versus the Drumlin Time Agent, who's hands down better, the gap between them is more than a point score. So by that definition.
Okay.
And it's sad because, as I keep saying, I don't know how to fit it in, but if you'd heard him talking to a Gorn on his comm in the way that the Gorn talk in TOS, not that I want to connect them, but seeing him be smart with some cadence would have been really nice. Give him a character versus being a horror villain who uses his tail. I mean, great to see physically a Gorn that's not an alien xenomorph, but also, stop, guys, just use the real Gorn.
Classic for real, $2. Okie dokie. Samantha Rutherford, then.
Yes. I always forget that's his name.
He's going to get lower than Tendi, so he's automatically a D.
Yes.
He doesn't do much in that episode at all. So
he is there, though.
He is. Hashtag facts.
I'll go straight to F. I think he leaves no impression, doesn't do anything. Oh, I'm sorry, because the breach of Tendi in him is she has a point of the story. He's just there. Now, had they had a moment in the portal, we'd probably just head out. Hey guys, you gotta like something. But I think he's not even fun. Like, I have no memory of what he did. Right? At least I remember the Klingon song. I remember the Orion. I don't remember him meaningfully. I'm so sorry. That's how I feel. What do you think? I know it's harsh, but I think there's.
No, I kind of agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we just recently watched it, and I can't remember much of what he did except for take a photo. So
a lot of people in that episode. It's fine. He does nothing. It's fine, but he does nothing. Now, do you guys agree with everything we've said so far? Because you guys can move things. Well, let's know about that in chat. How are we doing? Do you agree? Big fat yes, you guys are doing amazing, or no? Because a pretty interesting discussion so far.
He did yell, "Do you want us to come through?" No. Yeah, he did.
But like, you know what I mean.
We didn't see him do that, but yeah, we just heard his voice. Yeah. Sergeant Montgomery, Mako, $5. Dear God, I'll go ahead and pick Spock. Jeez. I don't even have Spock on here.
Oh, I did have Spock.
No.
Must have gone away.
I thought we did.
I did have Spock. Oh, and how's the poll going as we finally get to our Spock?
Well, we have 19 votes, which we can do better. But right now...
19, is that it? Goodness.
I know, right?
Goodness.
42 of you here. Go vote in the poll and hit like. We have 36 likes. I'd like to get up to 50 if we can. So if you're just joining us and haven't hit like, please do so. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, so there he is.
So Spockalicious, your thoughts?
Spockalicious. Much better Spock than Zachary Quinto. Much better Spock than Discovery Spock, Bearded Spock, Emo Spock, whatever you want to call him. He's definitely upped his game. Still more personable than Leonard Nimoy's Spock, but I think we're getting to that stage. We have the whole Nurse Chapel thing, which weaves a whole new layer of what's going on in TOS, which I appreciate. And him even trying to change, so much so that in those old scientists, he's smiling, he's trying to embrace his humanisms, and to the point where it freaks Boimler out. But yeah, he does a really fantastic job with Spock. And as we kind of talked about earlier, he feels more the part than Anson Mount. So for me, the Spock is an S. It's that simple. S for simple.
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot more acting range, which sounds silly because he's a Vulcan, but it's true. Now, they've given him some really good stuff. He's had a love story in a musical and a good song, and he does it all really well. He's brutally gut-punched in the episode. He falls for Chapel. It feels good. They sort of don't date whatever feels good. His stuff to Pring is both awkward and love felt. Feels good. He betrays him, but not really. Feels good. I need Cyborg in my life. I want these guys to be Cyborg. Give us some Cyborg, please. Thank you. Into that, hopefully. His body swap is phenomenal when he plays to Pring, or he, you know what I mean. That he's really good in that.
Yeah.
When he's human, it's daft, but it's fun. It's their take. It works. Yeah, I think the range. He is sort of too built, too handsome, too structured, and too friendly, but he's really compelling to watch. And he's not Nimoy Spock, but he's a good Spock. And that's the difference between the Kirks and the Pikes. They're not, Pike different, but they're yeah, there's something about him doing it that works, even if it's not. Now, we did see him be more like Leonard Nimoy in his Baz Terror episode, and it was notably different, which is exciting because he can do more the classic Spock if we give him the script and the need. Yeah, I agree. I think his acting range is bigger, better. He's done more. I think he's really elevated. And like I said, Pike elevated Discovery. Spock was fine in Discovery, but the script let him down. This is the reverse. The show's elevating him. Yeah. Very nice. Oh, Benjamin thought JJ was better, but a Spock. JJ. Oh, okay. And guys, vote in the poll. 19 votes. Come on, guys. There's 44 of you. Come on.
I said it before. Quinto Spock just looks like a bobblehead Spock. Something about him just feels off. And then Into Darkness really ruined that character for me.
It's sad because Quinto's a good actor.
He is, yeah.
And he could act well. And he's fine in Beyond.
Yeah.
Sorry for the guy. Because he has a good look, right? Yeah.
All right, next up, we've got Tab Extra with 50 Krona. Thank you so much. Pelia, D+. Do we care about her character?
This is the present day Pelia, not the past Pelia.
Yeah, Lanthanite.
Boy, the start of something in my world.
Yeah. I honestly like Pelia. I like the kind of irreverent kind of attitude she has. The acting, the cadence and stuff is very much just the actress. Very similar to her role in like Scrooged as the Ghost of Christmas Present, which is great. And I think she's a fun actress. So I think her being an engineer that's lived for thousands of years, we don't know how long, is kind of fun. The fact that she's trained pretty much everybody who's been through her course at Starfleet Academy, it's also nice. I like her personally. I think she's a good character. She's again kind of comic relief at times, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah, it was a real curveball to have this character introduced, I think. But now we've got Scotty. We actually got an official Scotty now. So, not one of her best students. Love that line. Like, he
doesn't like to exaggerate and lie to his captain in the future. So he's learned some bad traits, right? He lies just to get good results.
He states his Starfleet scores. He multiplies them by a factor of 4.
It's like he. Oh god, there's something with buffer. There's a joke with buffer time. You could say it's like he buffer times his estimates just so he doesn't have to. Yeah. Yeah.
I like Pelia. I think she's fine. I think I know where I want to place her, but I want to hear what Sam has to say.
Is it fair to say, and this is a you question, right?
Okay.
Is she a better Jet Reno? Because they're very similar in what they're doing, but also entirely different.
She gets more screen time than Jet Reno.
Mm-hmm.
Different attitude completely, though.
But structurally, they're both the quirky lady weirdo who's in it some. They're very, very the same, but not. Better, though? I know they're different, of course. It's just personal preference.
In a different way, I'd love to see more Jet Reno, and we're going to, because she's going to be
the
Academy.
I mean, you can be equal. I assumed you were going to say yes, because
I would say they're equal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in different ways. They have different vibes.
Yeah, so for me, as you know, Pelia, her voice and way of speaking is incredibly annoying because she talks so slow and stilted that every scene drags with her in it because she refuses to talk at normal speed. I don't know if that's just her, but she does. Put it this way, she doesn't elevate the script, but the script can be good with or without her performance. That said, of course, having made my girlfriend a Lanthanite, I obviously relate to the character in a way that I didn't bloody like the Pro Star, right? I've had to use the idea of a Lanthanite a lot. So she fits the role really well. She's a weirdo. She feels out of place. But she's lived this ridiculous life. The fact that she went from being, doesn't know what she wants to do with her life, she's had several lifetimes, and she said, F it, I'll just learn engineering and become an engineer instructor for like 100 years. So, like, it's such a weird, like, you can't bring a sane actress in to play this role. You can tell she's a bit weird. And I think she played it better than Reno. But I think Reno has worse lines in general, right? She's more just like, joke side thing. So she has a better role. But she's such a weird performance I don't like in general, even though she's really good in the role. So I'd go personal preference, hitting the ceiling of C, because the character just has the performance problems. But I'm happy to go B because I think she's earned a good amount of respect, even if she could do it a lot better. Yes, that'd be where I'd go. What were you going to say, Stuart?
I was going to say C.
Oh, okay.
Because
give me a thought process.
She has had enough time to kind of establish the character. But yeah, as people are even pointing out in the chat, it's hard to understand her. You said that before. I know the actress, and I know that's, like, I'm just kind of used to hearing it. So it doesn't bother me like it does other people, but I can understand totally. It's like Mbenga. He's hard for me to understand. Other people can understand him, no problem. I'm really bad with accents. And I feel bad because people are saying something. I'm like, what? I have to ask them a few times.
But everyone's different, right? You know,
yeah.
That's why I don't apologize for people saying in my films, oh, we can't understand X or Y. It's like, that's a you thing. I'm sorry. Yeah. Everyone understands everyone differently. We can't affect that. We're not all just going to talk slowly and very, very clearly. That takes away the acting. We're not all going to be American because we're not American. That's a you thing. So that's a me thing I can't understand as much. That, you know, right? Like, no thing against her. I think she deserves B because she has the energy of Sam Kirk, and she has more. Well, no, she has, and she has more to do than Ortega's. So yeah, I gotta put you in a B.
And she's made an impact in the small amount of time she's been there. She hasn't been there since the start. So
and she was very good as the alternate her in the past to show the difference in her one scene. Did I surprise you, Stuart? Have I? Because this does happen sometimes.
You did.
Because we had this last time. You were like, I thought you were going to be like a D, and you're like, oh, respectfully a B. I was like, haha. Oh, Dauntless. I was like, he's going to hate it. And you're like, haha. So yeah, we surprise ourselves.
Yeah, like sometimes even though I hate something, I have to give it its props.
Yeah. So I think she, again, personal preference, but I think she out-acts, because it's such a unique character, Uhura a lot of the time. But again, that's because she has really unique stuff, right? So it's you know, weird characters get a lot of oomph because they're weird characters, right?
Benjamin Stone, 5 pounds. General Takra. He was too insipid for a Klingon. Or was he too insipid for a Klingon?
I don't think I have to clarify who that is because it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Do you remember him?
I do.
Okay.
The whole episode about him. Of course I remember him.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to say about him.
Great dreads.
I understand. I understand that people change, and yes, he's probably changed, but he was a bad person, and I don't know. Character-wise, honestly, the character work in that, he's got to be high up. So.
You sound so torn.
I'm trying to remember all the specifics of the episode.
Yeah.
came across as a really nice guy, very friendly, very personable, and then we find
Haven't
out about
watched
war
these in a while.
crimes. Yeah.
It's been a while.
And his little bit of a strict attitude with things. So anyway,
I mean, I'm comparing him honestly to how a Klingon vibes, and we were so let down with Discovery, right? Almost as bad as Luke in Last Jedi, right? Possibly more, probably more. But to see Klingons come back in season 2, the captain's fun, the stupid one, he's fun. The guy at the start's great. This guy, really unique vibe. The actor was excellent, I thought, of the role. I thought he really elevated it. It's a weird role because he's a friendly, peacetime, mass murdering, genocidal, butcher, friendly Klingon who's funny, right? But also he's a liar because he wasn't a general, was he? He was just a guy, or was he? Oh, I can't remember. It's a dense episode, and also it had a whole like bloody me, Trek explaining to you for 25 minutes about the Klingon era design and saying up retcons Discovery a bit and. That was a whole thing, just in that episode, like one freeze frame of a Klingon. But I mean, performance-wise, I think this guy for me is right, very very high C into a B. Because I think for a Klingon it was good. It was kind of like a J.G. Hertzler, we're not all warriors, because you don't buy him as that classic warrior because he's doing something really different. I really bought him, and good makeup. I mean, it's a good look. So I would say a very 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 high C or a low B, with full respect to him.
I was going to say B because he definitely nailed the characters. So
yeah,
it was a good character.
I want them to do more Klingons. They do pretty deep. They're not hard to do. There's been hundreds of Klingons. Do more Klingons. They're fun.
Sam, say Kalis how this guy would say it.
Kalis.
Perfect. Thank you.
Or pre-murder. It's like Kalis.
Yeah.
There you go.
Classic for real, $2. Most importantly, Akiva Mini Michael Bay Goldsman.
Your thoughts on Akiva Goldsman, the well-known character from Star Trek Stranger Worlds?
He's an F.
Is he though? Because he's the one that pushed for the show, and he's the one that is helping to run it, and the show's been good so far. No
thanks to him.
How do you
I don't
know?
Think he's had in. I don't.
He's executive producer of the entire show. Like, this is his show.
He just seems like a bit of an idiot to me.
Well, that's not untrue, but he's helping produce a good show, and I don't think
you place.
Give him a D because I think he's now done a good show that he was very much responsible for.
But going by our past tiered list as a character in this,
yes, you're right.
He's a fucking F.
Okay.
He should be below F because he's not a character.
Oh, what? Oh no, it was Kurtzman. You said he was in episode of
Lower Decks.
Yeah. Deary me, Stuart. Deary me.
Sergeant Montgomery, $2. Stranger Worlds cartoon character crew.
What a cheat to get them all.
They were all an S for me. Come on, that whole scene was funny.
Did that one?
What is in this?
I mean, missed opportunity, of course.
Yes.
But a good amount of money spent to make them. Although it shows how cheap it is to make them, because of course that's everyone's original. Would have been nice if they were in TOS, but that would have been disrespectful to them. But it would have been nice.
Yeah, it was a fun scene. To me, I just love it. It makes me smile. So it's an S.
I'll agree S as long as you agree to lower it to an A because you cheated and put like 7 characters. I mean, that's one super chat for 7 characters. I'm just saying. It's a cheeky thing to do.
Fair. All right.
Oh, and last little bit. Is there anyone we haven't? And I'm just saying, quick fire. We'll take a Chapel. Cause I'd like to see where we rank them. There's Chapel. There's
Chapel.
Hammer, and number 1. So if anyone can quick fire some 5s or even 2s, but preferably 5s. There's a couple of cool ones left. I'd love to just quickly throw in there and see. Few more minutes, guys. And one more 5 guess while goal. Just saying.
What are you saying? It's super chat in some more, guys. But yeah, we are down to the last 5 minutes, so it'll be very rapid fire.
Yeah. All right, next.
Classic for real $2 version of Pelia chillin' with Guinan. Card season 2.
A funny way to phrase that. Just past Pelia.
Oh.
Yeah. Junk shop Pelia.
Yeah, not as good. I mean, just the crazy cat lady kind of vibe. Crazy antique lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. C. C for me.
Bill says, by the way, are the Borg present during Strange Worlds? I mean, yes, they're out there. They've been out there for hundreds of years. Yeah, they're Borging the Dodge Quadrant. Probably have cubes. Yeah, Pelia, I mean, I think she is good in the scene. She's not the same character that she is. I'd give her a very respectful C. I think she had a good scene, but it's not what you tune in for, but also that's the fun of the past sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, yeah. I like her just fine.
Ray Ricks throws in £10. Number 1 and Chapel.
Boom.
Okay. Oh.
Very, very nice. Oh.
Number 1 being whatever race she was. I can't remember now.
Illyrian?
Something like
that.
that.
Illyrian, yeah.
Super strength.
Why do I know these things?
Can lift a mannequin dummy. No problem. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the character or the actress. I think there were a lot of moments where she should have shone a bit more, and she just didn't quite reach those. So, and again, these are quick fires. So,
well, I think it's a very hard character to do because she's a tough nut. I think she's done well with her, but they find the limitation of the role is this, and to go too far out, they're not going far. I think she's definitely underserved. She's one of the most famous people in the cast in theory.
Yeah.
Even if you wouldn't recognize her as Mystique, she's, you know, and if you knew her from the 90s, she was a supermodel, blah, blah. I mean, screen time, she should get a C, but she's not necessarily done that much with the role, but is that her fault? Probably not. Again, between B and a C. C feels mean, B feels fair, but I think she's not... She's sometimes great, sometimes okay. Yeah, I don't know. Not quite as good as she could have been, I think is fair. I'll let you place her. Either a B or a C as I get classics. Romulan Commander character. In the old time. The Praetor. There she is with a... I forgot about the lighting. Do this. Yes, Stuart, so you can place either a B or a C. Whichever your gut says. Is the internet dying? What's going on? I think there's internet issues, guys. Crazy. Weird. Yes, she's the original Mystique in the X-Men films, all three. The first, she's the blue one. Also, librarians apparently. She was a huge deal in the 90s, and didn't know who she was until this. And then only going back, I learned she was an X-Men. Didn't get to the UK much. She was nice enough though, as a person. Stuart is very not okay. I wonder if his internet died, but yes, tune in tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow, guys, for the Strange Worlds ship live. There's quite a few ships in Strange New Worlds, and lots of characters, as I said at the start. Loads of varied characters, really across the board. Pretty interesting. Yeah, Zachary, yes. Pretty broad spectrum. Of
Let's drop this up because I can't see it now.
Okay. Let's go for a B. Oh dear. Guys, I think his internet might be dead.
It did this yesterday too.
Stuart, Nurse Chapel A?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Nurse Chapel A. She's great. And then last person, Stuart, Romulan Praetor from the Stranger World from the future episode. What'd you give her?
C.
C, perfect. All right, Stuart,
C.
All right, Stuart, that's the outro.
Sorry, guys.
Give your outro, and I'll do
what I can.
And I'll end the poll. But yeah, you can say your goodbyes. I'll finish out and fix your internet when it works. Thank you guys for your tremendous help as always. You have some great ideas. Appreciate them a lot. You guys are amazing. What do we say? I think D is fair for this lady because she does a fine job, but she's not in it very much, of course. The guy would have been slightly stronger, but that's okay. What a crazy list, crazy internet. And the poll results, finally. Who's the best Spock? Lenny Moore is 88%. Fantastic. Stranger World at 9%. And JJ Punch at 3%. Crazy. Classic. Fair enough. But yes, join us tomorrow, guys, for Stranger World ships. That should be a lot of fun. There's a lot of great ships in Stranger Worlds. Thank you everybody for super chatting. Thank you all for the help, etc., etc. I'm going to go back to work on things and bobs. Have a great... yeah, have a great rest of the night, guys. Until then, he was Captain Foley. No, he was Captain Foley. Me is Commander Coggins. And we'll hopefully see you all tomorrow. Have a great one. Thanks as always.